Please, if you are ready, please say, I'm ready. Please type, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Let us know. We need to know how many people are with us now.
Now it's on the wing. Cross didn't beat the first man. Magnificent chance and doing it back. Chance to set up an equaliser from the.
Please help us mute your mic, please. Somebody, I don't know who is watching football. Please help us mute your mic. Okay. So, welcome back, everybody. So let's, without wasting much of our time, let's continue. So today we'll be looking at, like I said yesterday, that this topic is very, very important. In fact, like I said, I call this topic, this topic, I call it the heartbeat of real estate, because we'll be discussing a lot of things about real estate, that is land titles, documentation, and so on and so forth. So without wasting much of our time, so now, types of land titles in Nigeria and documents required for a land purchase. All right, so land titles in Lagos and Nigeria as a whole. So like I said yesterday, that in this training I'll be using Lagos as a case study. You know, like I said, Lagos is where all the madness about real estate, that Lagos is where it happens the most. So I'll be using Lagos as a case study and to share experiences I've encountered and the one I've seen, especially here in Lagos. So now, then to introduction to this topic, please help us mute your mic. Mute your mic, holding heart. Is that not blessing? Mute your mic, please. Can you mute your mic? Golden Heart, please mute your mic. Okay. So if you can't mute your mic, I'll send you out of this thing. So introduction. Now, so when buying land, it is important to understand property rights. Owning a piece of land simply is not enough. Your knowledge of laws, policies, and obligations goes a long way to avoid land controversies. These land-linked issues include false ownership, inheritance issues, fraud, and demolition of land by government authorities, among others, which makes prospective land owners wary of making a wrong decision. All right. So, what does this say is that just for us to just own a piece of land is not enough. All right. So, please mute your mic. And please, if you are coming to this live section, once you connect, please mute your mic.
Up now.
Okay, let me see if I can mute everything myself. Okay, 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 okay. I think I've mute the person now. Now, so what we are saying here is that just owning a piece of land is not enough. All right. Some people own a piece of land without no without documentations. All right. So that is not enough. Owning a piece of land, you need to know the documentations you need to have. The importance of documentations so that to avoid story that touch. You understand? And to avoid false ownership. All right. So now let's proceed. The first important thing to note is that every land is owned by the state government. Yeah, we mentioned this yesterday. All right. So then this is in accordance with the Land Use Act 1978. The government lists any land purchased for a period of 99 years, after which such land title can be renewed by the owner. A land can either be free or under government acquisition. A land free from government encumbrances makes it easy to obtain a certificate of occupancy or any type of good land title. It is important for everyone seeking to purchase real estate to search the land title of such property at the appropriate land registry. Each state maintains a land registry where a title of property can be searched. The land title in Lagos State can be searched through the Land Bureau at Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos. A diligent search for the land title can also involve a search at the court registry where the title to land involves court judgment or probate registry in case of a property of deceased person.
Are you sure it's not? No? You guys want to go there.
Who are those again? Oh. So what I'm saying here is that I've I've explained this one yesterday, and I don't want to, because of our time, I don't want to talk more about our, you know. So what I'm saying here is that every state maintains a land registry. That means land bureau. Like I said yesterday, Lagos land bureaus are located in Alausa. All right. Ogun State land bureau is located in Okemoson, Abeokuta. So like that. So before buying a land, it's important to do your own due diligence to be sure that this land is to know if this land is under government acquisition or not. All right. So when you don't do a due diligence and you go ahead to buy a land that's under government acquisition, it's just as if you take your money to go and buy problem. All right. So it is very, very important to search to know the status of the land, if the land is free from government acquisition or not. So, like I said yesterday, there are two types of acquisition. That is that committed acquisition and non-committed acquisition. Then the non-committed acquisition is also called global acquisition. So whenever you hear global acquisition, you should know that they are talking about non-committed acquisition. All right. So committed. So now let's dive into it. Now, what is committed acquisition? All right. Committed acquisition is the land has registered interest by the government for stated purposes, such as roads, defense purpose, drainage, canals, airports, schools, and so on and so forth. So a person who purchases such land will find the partition of land title problematic. And where a person proceeds with property development of such land, it can be subject to demolition with no compensation. That means that a committed acquisition land, these are the kind of land that government has they have interest. They have interest. That means that they've decided that okay, this particular land, we want to build airports on this land. This one we want to build canal. This one we want to build hospital. This one we want to build school, and so on and so forth. So those are committed acquisition. All right. It can also be that government wants to use it to build hospital, to build anything. As far as government as far as they've registered that land that they want to use it to build one thing, to make any construction or to build one thing, that land is committed. And nobody should ever buy such land. If you go and buy such land, you just buy problem. All right. And in case that you now build on it, so I know some people will always ask that why is it that government will just come, they'll just bring their bulldozer and demolish people house. Some people say, and they believe the owner believing they built that house for the past 15 or 20 years ago, and they've been living there for 20 years ago. Why is it not that they now come to demolish it? And in fact, people will even turn it to political and tribe issue. They'll put it under political issue and tribe. No, it's not like that. All right. So those ones that you see that governments are demolishing their properties, it means that they've bought committed land. They've already bought committed acquisition land, and I'm very, very sure government would have served them letters separately that this place or this land that you built your house or this government land, we can come at any time and come and take over and come and take back the land. In Nigeria, some people just believe that they can buy their way around, once they bribe this and that. So one thing there is that there's no how you will bribe. In fact, you are just wasting your money on committed acquisition land. The end result of the bidding on that land is demolition. So that's why some people are wondering that I don't know if a lot of us saw it in the news. I don't know if a lot of us saw it in the news when government started demolishing houses in Kota, Lekki, around BGC, around Festac. When you look at the issue, when you look deeply into that incident, you will know that those people have bought committed acquisition lands. All right. So they've bought acquisition land. So they've bought committed acquisition land, and there's no, in fact, stay there for the next 30 years. Whenever government is ready, they will come and demolish it. Now, I'm telling you boldly that Lagos state governments are they're about to start the construction of Lekki Airport around the corridor. I'm telling you, and I'm saying it with my full chest, that there are a lot of people who will have bought that land from Omonile. A lot of them will have bought that land. In fact, some might have even started doing something on the land already. All right. So there's no how. If you like, go and build 30 billion naira house on that land. Government will demolish it. I'm telling you, government will demolish that house. So those are the things. Those are the problems. You just say that government just come with their bulldozer, they just demolish houses, more houses worth of millions, billions of naira. Those houses are sitting on committed acquisition land. All right. So now don't forget that committed acquisition land are the land that the government have registered their interest. That's they put their purpose that this place we want to use this for airports. This land, this 85 acres we want to use it to build school. This 72 acres we want to use it to build hospital. Another thing I should let you know that every state has their master plan. Every state has their master plan. Because in fact, even every city has their master plan. Lagos State government has the Lagos State master plan. And in fact, they even have a master plan separately. there's Ibejuleki master plan separately. You know, there's Lekki master plan separately. You know, so those places, if you go and check most of those master plans, you would have seen some places where government has, you know, they've designated that they want to, you know, build a particular a particular structure, or they register their interest to do one thing or the other there. You know, it can be drainage, all right? It can be it can be police station, it can be defense purposes such as military base, you know, just like that. So anybody who buys such land now is a problem. So let's move forward. Then we have the global or non-committed acquisition. All right. So global or non-committed acquisition, this refers to land that have been acquired long time ago by the government, but the lands have no stated purposes. Such land can be turned free through the process of ratification. You can write that down. Ratification or regularization. All right. So what does global or non-committed acquisition mean? It means that government has acquired those properties way back. It can be that they just acquired land, or most especially, most of those lands are lands that government have acquired many years back. All right. But yes, they don't have any interest. They don't have any stated interest yet. They just acquire the land. They just, you know, they just have it there. Maybe to their to them now, what they think is probably they sell the land, you know, to individuals later. You know, maybe anybody comes that. That's why you see some estates. You see, well, once you hear their titles, what's title on their property? You see government allocation, government allocation CFO. Most especially, it means that some of them went to buy the land from the government. All right. It means that majority of them went to buy the land from government, or it can be that the land was under acquisition before, and they turn the land to be free through the process of ratification or regularization. So after they finish that process, what government will give them is government allocation. All right. So global or non-committed acquisition, you must just have it in mind that the government does not have a stated purposes. They don't have a purpose for the land yet. They just acquire the land down. They just have it there. That's okay. Maybe in the next future we can sell the land to individuals, or if you want to use for anything later. But they don't have anything in mind yet. The land are just there. So land titles are formal documents that show and outline the right of ownership on a piece of property. Apart from being used to confirm ownership of the property, land titles help prospective buyers and land owners understand their rights and boundaries. If a property does not have your name on its title, another person can legally claim that property, even if the property belongs to you. But as long as you possess the relevant title documents recognized by the government, then you have nothing to worry about. The Office of the Land Registry records all legally recognized land titles. All right. So we are now we are saying that if you acquire a land now and the land does not have your name, all right, the land does not, for example, maybe you bought a land, you know, there are a lot of people who have made mistakes that they will buy land, they only collect receipts. Most of them does not have deed of assignment, and they don't even have survey. You know, deed of assignment now, that is deed of assignment that will show that the land has been transferred, all right, from the seller to the new buyer. Are you getting it? So some people will just buy land, they don't have deed of assignment. So how do you want to claim, if anything happens, how do you want to claim that you are the owner of the land? So that's what we are saying here, that if you own a land and it doesn't carry your name, you don't have your name on it, you know, it may be problematic because someone else might claim that land. And if the person is faster than you and the person go and get the relevant documents that he or she is supposed to get, the person can claim the land, even though the land even belongs to you. So now, so once you have your land title, you are at liberty to do what you please with your property. You can transfer it whenever and to whomever you please. The controversy over ownership of land in Nigeria is extreme even among family members. On a daily basis, people are trooping into the Nigeria High Court to settle land disputes. That means that even family members, same brothers, same sisters, you know, they are throwing themselves into court every day because of land matters. Go to Nigeria High Court. Once you get there, you must see 3 to 5 land what's it called case. You must see land cases there, especially go to zone 2 Alabi. In fact, those ones are not even doing anything again because majority of their work, 80%, 70 to 80% of their work daily is on land matters. Once you go there today now. Once you get there, you see land is land matters. All right. So to avoid all these things, so you need to know the right documentations. All right. You need to know the right documentations to have. Now, to avoid this, one of the first questions you should ask before you buy land is the title on the land. You should also understand the key title documents that prove ownership of a property. Key land titles in Nigeria in order to avoid a swat-tail and needless visit to the court. These are the key documents to know and how you can access them. Now, before we now go into the land titles and documentations, now we quickly want to look into type of land sizes and measurements in Nigeria. All right. So let's quickly look into land sizes. I know a lot of people, when they see flyers, they say they write 500 square meters, 300 square meters. Some people will be confused that which one is 500 square meters, which one is 300 square meters. All right. So we'll be looking into this now so that you can understand. Now, let's get started. The first step would be to familiarize ourselves with the system of land measurement in Nigeria. We all know a plot in Lagos, the standard size of a plot is 60 by 120. All right, which is about 648 square meters. All right. So I don't know if you are still with me. So if you are still with me, please type I am with you, I am with you, I am with you, I am with you. I need to know, I need to engage my people. I need to know if we are both on track. Please, I need to know if we are still on this live. Please put. Okay, somebody has said I'm with you. Okay. Just two persons says I'm with you. Just two persons. Please, if you are with me, please type I am with you. I'm with you. Please, if you are still hearing me, please type I am here, I am here, I am here, I am here, please. I need to know if people are. Please, if you can still hear me, please press I am here, I am here. Only one person, please press I am here, I am here. I need to know how many people is on this live. Just two people. Okay, 3 people. Okay, 4. Please, if you are with us, please type I am here, I am here. We need to know how many people is on this live, please. Press I am here so that then I can proceed, please. So far, 4 people. Okay, let me continue. I'm worried. I need to know how many people. Okay. Participants 6. Okay. Okay, so now we are looking. Okay, so now we are looking at the plot in Lagos. In Lagos State, the standard plot size is 60 feet by 120 feet. All right, then which is 648 square meters. While in others, why in some other cities of the country, plots are measured in 50 by 100. All right, so 60 by 120. Then in square meters, that would be about 648 square meters. But now, I think even Omonile now, they are using 600 square meters now to sell for one plot, not 648 square meters anymore. All right, which I think that should be around 60 feet by 110 thereabouts. Now, I know some people will say, will be wondering that then why are real estate companies selling 500 square meters as one plot? All right. So the reason why real estate companies are selling 500 square meters as one plot is because real estate companies are creating communities, estates. All right. A money that will sell land for you will not give you access road and facilities. Will not give you infrastructures. All right. But once you are buying estates, once you are buying land in an estate, the estate is the right of the estate to give you the access road and to give you some other other infrastructures in that community, in that gated community. So now imagine developers are selling 600 square meters. Everybody, well, some developers do, all right, just that, it may be, it will be surely expensive than the 500 square meters, because they will add all the costs. Now, so what developers do is that they sell 500 square meters as one plot, then so what developers do is to sell 500 square meters as one plot, then having 100 square meters separately. So the 100 square meters they are taking from each plot is what they combine is what they will use for the access road, green area, recreation area, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that is majorly why developers are doing 500 square meters. All right, 500 square meters as their one plot. All right. So now we all know that normally in Lagos State, the normal standard plot is 60 by 120 feet. All right. But if I tell you that, okay, if I tell you that I want to sell my land and I have one plot, all right, as a realtor, if I tell you that I want to sell my land, I have one plot I need to sell, as a realtor, your next question should be that how many square meters? All right, you should ask how many square meters, because it can be that the person's one plot is 500 square meters. It can be that one plot is 550 square meters. All right. So we all know that just normally the normal size we know is 60 by 120, which is about 640 square meters. But it doesn't matter. But you personally, if you want to sell the land, you can use 500, 550, 500 or 550 to make your own one plot. All right. So now, for example, our Epe Diamond, let's say that we are selling our one plot is 500 square meters. All right. So that means that if I want to sell 1 acre to you, if I want to sell 1 acre of our Epe Diamond to you, that means that I'm selling 500 square meters times 6. All right, which will make 1 acre. So let's proceed. I think we understand about the plot now. Like I said, normal standard rule is 60 by 120, but this rule does not apply. This rule is not, I don't know, how will I put it? It's not, this rule is not, it's not an, should I say, very important rule. All right. So you can as well decide, your own square meters. How many square meters you want to use for your own one plot? Do you understand? But I believe it should not be less than 500 square meters. So that's a plot. Now, for an acre is a standard unit of measurement used by land sellers, and it is almost equivalent to the size of a standard football field. It can also be calculated as the sum of 6 plots measuring 60 feet by 120 feet. Now, that's what I said, that if you are buying into our own Epe garden, right? If you are buying into our Epe garden, so, and you want to buy 1 acre of our Epe garden, it means that we'll be selling 500 square meters. That is 500 times 6, which make it 6 plots. Then 6 plots is equal to 1 acre. So for an acre is 6 plots. All right. So now let's move to hectare. A hectare is equivalent of 15 plots. All right, or 2.5 acres. So you should know that once they ask you that how many plots is in 1 hectare, 1 hectare is 15 plots. That means that 2 acres and 3 plots. 2 acres and 3 plots makes 1 hectare. All right, I think we all understand that. So please, for us that we've not paid for our materials, please, it is important. It is important majorly to you. It's optional anyway, but to me, I believe if you buy the materials, after the training, after the class, you can still go through it. And even with the way with the way we are doing the training, you can as well, be, be listening to what I'm saying, and also be follow up with your material. So now let's move to freehold. Now I need to let you people know something, that freehold is not a land title. All right, we should be honest with ourselves, because a lot of real estate companies, once they want to sell a property, that is, in fact, it has turned to our culture. All right, the developers, once they want to sell it, they have an estate project going on, and you look at the flyer, blah 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 estate, title, freehold, deed and survey. Please, freehold is not a land title. All right, freehold is mainly a status. All right, it's just more like the status of the land. Now, let me read what freehold is. A freehold land title highlights the perpetuity by which a landowner owns the land, free from hold. The term freehold is used to describe land that is free from government acquisition or encumbrances. This means that freehold land ownership has no limits. This type of land is popular in Lagos State. Free lands are the kind of lands that the government has no interest in, unlike acquired land that is desirable to the government. It is advisable for buyers of freehold land to process a registered survey and subsequently a proper title like C of O after purchase. All right, so freehold is more of a land status than a title. Do you understand? We should know that freehold is more of a land status. That means that the status of the land, is this land free or is under government acquisition? Then once they check it, once they pick the coordinator, they say, this land is free, it's freehold. That means that it is free from government acquisition and it is good to buy. Please help us mute your mic. Oh. All right, that means that it is free from government acquisition and it is good to buy. Now, freehold land title does not have a limit. All right. In fact, gonna do this even right before the Land Use Act 1978. Freehold land does not still have limits. Does not have limits. More like C of O, that is 99 years. But one thing you should note that if anything happens, if some people think because freehold is it doesn't have limits. I'll just stick to my freehold. It is important that if you have a freehold land, it's important that you apply CFO or you apply governor's consent on that freehold and let them give you 99 years and be counting. Now, you ask me what is the reason behind that? Now, if anything happens in the future to that your freehold land, if anything happens, that means that sometimes it may happen that government wants to build a particular project. It can be road, hospitals, blah blah blah, can be anything, and they've searched all through that vicinity. Who is that? Please, once you are coming in, please immediately kindly mute your mic, please. Let's see. Okay. So, like I was saying, so it is important that you have a good title. like CFO, governance consent and so on that land. Now, if anything happens in the future, that means that maybe government is trying to do a project around that place and they've searched all through, there's no land. All right. And your land is your own land, your own freehold land is the nearest and the best alternative, the land they can use in that area. And you've already built house, maybe probably you've started living there, but you do not have a good title, you only have your freehold. If government comes for you that they want to use that land, they want to use the land, they must use that land. All right. But the only way they can use that land and give you compensation, fine, normally they are supposed to give you compensation. And the only way they will give you a compensation is if you have a genuine title, CFO, governor's consent, gazette. If you have it, they will give you, they will surely compensate you with the current value. All right. Imagine, for example, you bought the land 1.5 million, like 80, let's say 10 years ago, and you've built, you already have your building on it, and your building is worth. Then when, oh please mute your mic, please. If okay, now you bought the land 1.5 million naira as at there, let's say 10 years ago, and your construction, your the whole value of construction you built on that land is, let's say, 20 million naira. 20 million naira plus 1.5, that is 21.5 million naira. That is the value of that property as at 10 years ago. 10 years ago till now, let's say the property value now is about 125 million. Now, if the government needs to use that land and they want to demolish your house, they must compensate you with the current value, not the value of 10 years ago. No, the current value of your property. But government can only do this if only you have a genuine title. If you have a freehold, you are getting nothing. Nothing. But with your freehold land, and you went ahead to apply for CFO or governor's consent, you will surely get a compensation if at all the government wants to make use of your land. All right. So, like the example I just used now, it can be that your property value is 125 million naira. The government can say, okay, we have a resettlement land that wants to give you, then we want to give you the resettlement, then the current value of that land is 40 million naira. They can give you the land that worth of 40 million naira, and they'll give you the rest of the land value in cash. All right. So that is why you always hear some people, they'll say, that land is government resettlement land. Once you hear government resettlement land, you should know that those areas or those lands are the lands that government compensated people with. It can be that government have used their land in their previous place, or it can be that there's a dispute or one thing that the government used that land to compensate those people. All right. So those are examples of resettlement land. Once you hear resettlement land, you should know that it's just like if that is the meaning, resettlement, that means that the government use that land to settle those people. You understand? Something like that happened in Magodo. All right. So most of those people that that they they demolish their houses, that some of them that are the sea of governments completed them with land somewhere else and they give them the remaining value of their land. So, so now we see that freehold is a good status of land. It's a good status of land to buy. That means that it's not under government acquisition. But you should know that once you buy that land, you have to go and apply for a good title, like a CFO on that land. Now, documents required at stage of acquiring a land. So we should know that there are some documents that is very, very important when you want to buy a land. These documents are not these documents are not these documents are not titled, but they are the most important documentation you must not joke with when you want to buy a landed property. All right, because on flyers you will see the right title, deed of assignment, and register something. All right, those are not titles. They are not titles, but they are important documentations required at stage of buying a landed property. All right, and all this must not be overlooked. You must not overlook it at all in a land transaction. So now, let me tell you one after the other. Then we have the number one. We have the purchase receipt. All right, we have the purchase receipt. Please let me know. I need to know if people are still with me. Please, if you are still with me, please press I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you. Please type I'm with you, I'm with you. I want to know if people are still with me.
Women at the type one.
Okay, that's only 3 people. Only people type I'm with you. Only 3 people type I'm with you. Okay. So let's continue. So all these documents are very, very important documents that you must not joke with. So number one is purchase receipt. This must clearly state the name of the purchaser and must include their signature. The name of the buyer have to be boldly written for the document and the receipt to be valid. That means that immediately you make payments for a land, the next thing you should do is to make sure that what you collect your receipt. You collect your receipt. It is very, very important. It's as important as like water or and food that you like the water you drink daily is very, very important. Purchase receipt. It can be payment receipt or payment acknowledgement letter. Those still carry both still carry the same information. All right. So you must not joke with it. Once you make a payment for a land, it's your right to request for a purchase receipt. That's number one. Then number two, contract of sale. A contract of sale is the legal document that must give a full description of what is being purchased and description of payments to be made in the present and the future. That means, why is this contract of sale, why is it important? For example, maybe you want to buy, let's say you want to buy 4 plots of land. All right, let's for example that you want to buy 4 plots of land, and this 4 plots of land, the total price amount of the please help us mute your mic. Oh. So now let's assume that the whole 4 plots that you want to acquire, the whole 4 plots is 10 million naira, and you only have 4 million naira with you. All right, you only have 4 million naira, so you can pay that 4 million naira to the seller. All right, you as the buyer of that land, you can pay the 4 million naira, then tell your lawyer to draft a contract of sale for you. What does this contract of sale mean? This means that you are going into agreement with the seller that I only have 4 million naira now, and I will balance you 6 million naira. Maybe you want to balance the 6 million naira in 2 months or in 3 months. All right. So your lawyer will ask, how do you want to pay the remaining 6 million? Do you want to be paying 2 million naira per month? That means that if you are paying 2 million naira per month, that means that in 3 months you will be able to complete the payment. That is 2 million, 2 million, 2 million. That's 6 million. Or if you want to pay in 2 months, which is 3 million, 3 million. All right. So I'm just using that as an example. So it means that this contract of sale, now we highlight the property you are trying to acquire, and also highlight the payment, the full payment you are supposed to make. And we also highlight that, okay, out of the 10 million naira that you are supposed to pay outright, you only have 4 million naira now, and you are looking to spread the remaining payments within 2 months, which means that maybe probably every on the 25th of each month, you'll be paying 3 million naira. All right. So this contract of sale, we highlight everything. Then you sign, and the seller, yes, and the seller will. So you as buyer, you sign with your witness, while the seller will also sign with his witness as well. So now, after you have both signed, it means that you guys are now bound in contract, in an agreement. You already have an agreement together. All right. So, and of which in the contract, penalty for delay of payment will also be highlighted on the contract. That means that it can mean that probably if you fail to pay for that month, probably you'll be entitled to 5% or 10% extra fee as penalty. It can be anything. It can, it can be 15%, it can be 10%. All right. So that is contract of sale. Then we have the deed of assignment. I believe everybody knows this one. Now, a deed of assignment. Now, I want to correct something. You see, a deed of assignment. Okay, let me first explain what the deed of assignment is. A deed of assignment is a legal document that explains that the part of the property that the part of property covered by the CFO stating that they have assigned that particular portion of land to the purchaser. That means that this deed of assignment just means that it's just like the transfer of land ownership, from the seller to the buyer. It's transferring the rights and the ownership rights of that land. The seller is now transferring it, to the buyer, that, okay, you are the buyer, you are now the new owner of this land. When you buy a land and there's no deed of assignment between you and the seller, anything can happen. All right, deed of assignment is very, very important. But one thing we should, I don't know if we have all come across what is called deed of conveyance. Deed of conveyance. If you've heard of deed of conveyance, please type yes, 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 yes. Please type yes. I want to know how many people have come across deed of conveyance. If you've had deed of conveyance before, please type yes. If you've not heard of deed of conveyance before, type no. Please, I want to know. If you've heard of deed of conveyance before, type yes. If you have not, press type no. Okay, good. Now, deed of conveyance and deed of assignment are the same thing, almost the same thing. You should know that today. All right. Deed of conveyance, deed of assignment, they are both the same thing, and they are serving the same purpose. All right. But the little tricky thing there is that deed of conveyance is a transfer of ownership of the land from the seller to the buyer of a land that does not have a title. All right, you should know that a land, for example, maybe you are buying a land that is just free from government acquisition, a land that is just free, a land that is like a freehold land. You are buying a freehold land from a seller. All right. So normally, after you are done your opinion, please, Mr. Olusegun, help us mute your mic. Mr. Olusegun, help us mute your mic, please. So immediately you make payments. And you've collected your receipts, you are supposed to do a deed of conveyance because the land does not have a title like CFO, governor consent, or gazette. All right. So deed of assignment mostly is only is only used by when a land has a title like CFO. All right. So that is when deed of assignment. But now I understand everybody. In fact, once you tell your lawyer that they should draft this thing for you, a deed for you, and your client and your lawyer go and draft deed of conveyance, some people will start to shout, "No, what's deed of conveyance? Please, so I want deed of assignment." So now even the lawyers are not even disturbing themselves anymore as well. So once you finish making your payments and you want to do the legal documentation, they just do deed of assignment for you. All right. But I'm letting you know that today that deed of conveyance and deed of assignment are serving the same purpose. Just that deed of conveyance is for land that does not have a title. While deed of assignment is for land that have title. You should know that. Please, if you understand what I just said now, if you understand very well, please type I understand. Please, I want this class to be engaged. I want to engage. I want to make sure that everybody is understanding what I'm saying. If you understand what the deed of conveyance and difference between deed of conveyance and deed of assignment, now please type I understand. All right. Thank you. So now then we have the survey plan. What is survey? Then we all know what survey plan is. Now survey plan, here the land is mapped out according to show the type of titles such land already has. That is, if it's excise, gazette, CFO, etc., it shows if the land is still under government acquisition. So we all know what survey is. Survey is mapping out your land on paper. All right, they will draw the shape of that your land. The measurements, the length, the breadth, how long is the land, how many square meters, and so on and so forth, and they will put the coordinates. Please help us mute your mic, please. Mr. Abdul Salam. Please help us mute your mic.
Okay. My mic is mute now.
So,
My mic is mute.
please help us mute. Just mute your mic, please. So that is survey plan for you. The survey plan, we have the coordinates of the land. In fact, if you put that coordinate means, the location of that land. Valentine, Valentine, please help us mute your mic, sir, please. Thank you. Please help us mute your mic, sir, please. All right. So I think we all understand what survey plan is. So now let's look. Okay. Now let's look. Now I think we'll have to stop at. Okay, we'll have to stop at survey. So let's look at survey, type of survey, and the importance of survey. Then after that, we stop for today. Then we'll now start with type of land titles tomorrow. So now, like I said, survey plan details the exact measurement and description of the land. It is including its length and breadth. It also helps to review if the land is under any government acquisition, which is also known as committed land. A committed property is one that the state or federal government has embarked for a particular project, just like I said. Now let's look at the type of survey. Fine. Most people will say we have 2 types of survey. For me, I always say we have 3 types of survey. But I will explain each of the surveys. So now, number 1 type of survey is provisional survey. Now, a provisional survey is a specific type of survey done by a surveyor that measures the distance along the boundary lines of your land. A perimeter survey is important to find out the exact location of your property lines, and you can also discover if there's any encroachments on your property. Now, listen to this paragraph. A perimeter survey, when done, is not lodged into the government or surveyor generals of the state database. Although it carries less information, it might sound like a simple survey. All right. So we should know that a provisional survey is more like just being on the paper. It's not registered. A provisional survey is not registered into the Surveyor General's database. If you go to the Surveyor General's office today now, and say you want to search this survey, if the survey is just a provisional survey, it won't be on the database. You won't see it there. It's just a provisional. That is a provisional. It's just on paper. It only helps you to know, maybe number 1, to know if the land is not under acquisition. Then number 2, to know the size of your land, the length and breadth of your land. All right, to know the breadth and length of your land. So that is only the importance of provisional survey. All right. So now we have the register survey. Now, a register survey is a document that measures the boundary of a parcel of land to give an accurate measurement and description of that land. A register survey, when done, the record copy lodged directly into the government or surveyor general's office of the state database, and it makes it easy to track and know the status of your landed property. That is a register survey. When your surveyor is done with it, it will be lodged into the surveyor general's of the survey general of the state database. You understand? So once you give anybody your survey or your survey number and they go and check in the land bureau, they'll surely find it there. They'll find your name. Badamosi Chukwemeka. You understand? They'll find your name as the owner of the land because the land has been registered because it has been registered in your name. Okay, somebody said, can we call a professional survey a sketch? Yes, it's more like a sketch. All right, it's more like because it's just ordinary on paper. It's not lodged into the survey general's database. It's not registered. Now, another thing I want to put our attention is, I don't know if a lot of people have had some people say red copy. Ah, that land get red copy now. Ah, that land get red copy. If you that land get red copy. I know a lot of people have had that before. So you see that red copy that they are saying, all right? So it's just our own Nigeria way of calling things. It's not, to me, I believe there's nothing like red copy. It should be, it's either reg copy or reg copy. That is REC copy or REG copy. What does REC copy mean? That record copy or registered copy. All right, you should know that today. Once you hear anybody that say, ah, that property get that property gets red copy, you know. In fact, some people even think that once they say red copy, they will think that survey is red. No, you know, it means that once you hear it for anybody that that the land has a red copy, it means that that land is registered. That is, that land has a registered survey. You know, it should have been pronounced as reg copy or reg copy. You understand? So I know go fit blame people. You know, we Nigerians that we call in noodles, we call it indomie. We call seasoning cube, we call it Maggi. So what do you so what do you expect? So registered survey, like I said, is registered into the survey generals of the state database. All right. So once they check, they will see your information as the owner of the land. Now, then we have the perimeter and boundary survey. Now, why is this perimeter and boundary survey important? You know, perimeter and boundary survey most time is important for people who owns a large expanse of land. Now, for example, I don't know if you've experienced this before. Probably they will ask some people that, that your family land or that land, how many acres did you say? How many acres? If I say the land now, like 230 acres, or is it that 220 or 230 acres? Now be the land. They are not sure. All right, they just know that it's above 200, but they are not sure of the exact number of that land. All right. So in this case, this is where perimeter or boundary survey comes in. So you can just, you see, perimeter or boundary survey is more like a provisional survey as well. For me personally, I believe it's on its own because it involves large expanse of land. So the moment you call on your surveyor to go and survey the land, to know how many acres is on the land, and they draft it out. All right. So that is perimeter or boundary survey. That means that you want to know how many. You know, imagine somebody that said that the land is like around 230 acres, and later when the surveyor did their perimeter and boundary survey, they now discover that those people have about 342 acres and 3 plots. You understand? Because that one will give you the exact figure of the land that you have. All right. So that's why it's called it perimeter boundary survey. So now, important use of survey in Nigeria. So the following are the important uses of survey plan in Nigeria. Number one, it is needed to obtain governor's consent. Number two, it is needed to obtain a certificate of occupancy. Number three, it is also needed to buy or sell a property. Number four, it is needed by the architect to obtain a building plan. That means that there's no how the architect wants to get a building plan without the survey. It's important. Then it is also needed by banks to obtain a loan when using your property as a collateral. Now, apart from your CFO that you want to go and use as a collateral, the bank will also demand for your survey. Okay. It is needed by engineers for their work. So that is the important uses of survey plan. All right, survey plan is very, very important. So this is where we're going to stop for tonight. So we'll continue tomorrow with with types of land titles. Continue with land titles tomorrow. Tomorrow we are doing this thing tomorrow, so we'll try and start as early as possible. So we are doing land titles tomorrow, and we are also doing branding. All right, we are doing type of titles in Nigeria tomorrow, and we're also doing branding. So thank you so much. We wish we can continue, but for me, I can continue, but a lot of I know some of you are already some are already found their face. Even though I can't see their face, but already found their face. So we'll continue tomorrow. Okay, this person's question is: what is the range or size that we will define a land for perimeter survey? In fact, it can start from 10 acres, 5, 10, 15, 20, at least upward. All right. But let's say for 10, 20 acres upward. Do you understand? Because even 10 acres not be small land. 10 acres is not a small land. At least, let's say like 10, 15 acres upward, you can actually do a perimeter survey. I think I've answered that question. So anybody have a question? Please, if you have, let's quickly take like 3 to 4 questions. If you have questions, please type the question in the message box or unmute your microphone and quickly ask the question. We are waiting. Does anyone have a question? Okay, if I say I should kindly run through the importance of survey again. Okay. Now, the important use of survey. Number one, it is needed to obtain a governor's consent. That is that if you don't have a survey, you can't obtain a governor's consent. It is needed to obtain a certificate of occupancy, that is CFO. That is that if you don't have a survey plan, there's no how they can do a CFO for you. It is also needed to buy or sell a property. All right. If you are buying a house, definitely the house must have a survey plan. All right. And most especially sometimes even normal land itself, then it is needed by the architect to obtain a building plan. All right. So then it is also needed by banks to obtain a loan when using your property to stand as a collateral. That means that even with your CFO, they still need to see your survey plan. All right, they still need to see your survey plan. So then it is needed by engineer for their work. That means that engineer on site, construction engineer and so on, if they want to do their work, they still need the survey plan. So that's, I think I'll answer that. So any other question, please? Any other question? Any other question?
Yes.
I can, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all, Mr. Thompson. I can't hear you. All right. Somebody's Mr. Samuel says, please, can you throw more light on government gazette? Yeah, we are doing that in titles tomorrow. We're doing that in titles tomorrow. I will explain more about gazette.
Please, I asked the question not quite long. I don't know whether you attended.
I can't hear you at all. This thing is really breaking. I can't hear you at all.
Really bad. Hello?
Okay, I think I can hear you now. Okay. Mr. Thompson, yeah, your question, I didn't get your question because it was breaking. Maybe you
I
can
wrote it. I wrote it earlier. I wrote it. I wrote the question. I sent it as a message asking if
I'm trying to look for the question, but I have not seen it. Can you resend it? Can you retype it, please? I can't hear you at all. I can't hear you at all. Your network is breaking. Please type it.
I came in very late today.
Please, can you type your questions, please? Mr. Thompson, please type your questions, please. Because it's breaking, I can't even hear anything at all. So that's why I have to meet you. So please type the question, please. Type it so that I can quickly answer. Thank you. So any other question? Okay, he says I come in very late. Oh, so sorry. And okay, the good part of it is that tomorrow we are doing, yeah, we even myself, I started late at I started today's section kind of a bit late. So tomorrow we should try all our possible best to try to start early. All right. Then so we'll be looking at land titles tomorrow. Yes, the training is recorded. Emerald, please confirm that this training, confirm if this training is on record, please. Emerald, please confirm if this training is on record, oh, please. Yeah, okay, it's been okay. Yeah, she said it's been recorded. So we'll upload it on tomorrow. We'll upload it on our YouTube channel. Then we'll send a link. We'll send the link on the group. It will be uploaded tomorrow. All right. So then we'll send the link on the group. All right. I think we've answered that. So any other question, please, before we are leaving now. This is 10:17. By 10:20, we should end this section. So we noticed that only maybe 3 to 5 people have only bought materials. So what's happening? We don't need the materials. Also, your certificate, nobody is talking about your certificate. Please, we have said it, certificate is 2,000 naira. Please. Why materials? Materials is 1,000. So to me, I believe it's optional anyway. It's optional. We are not forcing anybody to, or if you think it's important to you, you can pay. I need it. Okay, yes, okay. You please message Victoria. Message Victoria. I'll message Victoria. I'll drop Victoria's number again on the group now. Message Victoria. So any other questions, please? Please, any question? We are rounding up this. Okay, Emirad, you can do the closing remark, please.
Hi, can everyone hear me?
But-
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. I don't know if others can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, it seems like the network is very slow. All right, thank you very much for everyone's time and being here. I believe that it has been an impactful one. So if you have any questions, please don't forget to send a message to Victoria. Definitely, we're going to respond to you as soon as possible. And yeah, please let's have a good night rest. And please let's not forget that we are still having our training tomorrow, same time. Please let's all be prompt, okay? Thank you very much, everyone. Good night.